Marking the 41st anniversary of the Sinai Liberation Day, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi addressed the nation on Tuesday, saying Sinai is a symbol of resilience and a mark for a long history of struggle and freedom. He said the 25th of April would always be a special date of pride in the history of the nation, and confirmed that the liberation of Sinai marks the victory of perseverance, good planning and accurate implementation. Marking the 41st anniversary of the Sinai Liberation Day, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi delivered a speech on Tuesday during which he described the occasion as a dear memory to all Egyptians and Arabs. In his speech, President al-Sisi reiterated that Sinai is a symbol of resilience and a mark of a long history of struggle for freedom. He said the 25th of April would always be a special date, a parade in the history of the nation, adding that the October War is an embodiment of the will of the people who refused to bow down. The head of state confirmed that the liberation of Sinai marks the victory of perseverance, good planning and accurate implementation. The president warned that Sinai is a prime target of the fiercest terrorism wave ever to hit Egypt. He said Sinai has gone through the hardest test with the arrival of terrorists, stressing that the army and police stand strong with no fear of death before such a challenge. President al-Sisi further noted that the sacrifices of the army and police would be a source of pride for generations to come. Al-Sisi also said liberating Sinai from occupation and terrorism and any part of Egypt's land is a promise to be committed to and abide by. He reiterated that the struggle to develop Sinai needs big efforts and patience. President al-Sisi also said a new status is being created in Sinai, one that is worthy of Sinai and the Egyptian sacrifices in this dear part of the nation. He added Egypt is leading a path of peace for its people and all humanity. In his address to the nation, the president also saluted the late President Anwar al-Sadat, as well as the martyrs who sacrificed their souls for the sake of the nation. Within celebrations marking Sinai Liberation Day, the head of state laid a wreath of flowers on al-Sadat's grave. President al-Sisi laid another wreath of flowers on the unknown soldier's tomb. On a social media account, the president congratulated Egyptians on the 41st anniversary of the Sinai Liberation Day. The president said the event marks a full return of Egypt's legitimate land rights. He hailed the sacrifices offered for the return of Sinai and the army which fought honorable battles to gain back the nation's honor and pride. The president also praised late President al-Sadat, saying he embodied Egypt's deep-rooted values in war and peace, stressing justice and security. First Lady Intisar al-Sisi said on Tuesday, Sinai liberation reflects Egyptian people's genius and strength in liberating the sacred lands and not overdoing it letting go of an inch of it. On her social media accounts, the First Lady saluted the great Egyptian people who have offered many sacrifices with the aim of regaining the state's dignity and honor. The Egyptian ambassador in Khartoum, Hani Salah, denied what has been reported on the death of the aide of the Egyptian military attaché in Khartoum. The ambassador asserted that the diplomatic mission and technical offices are still performing their tasks amid complicated conditions. Meanwhile, the Foreign Ministry mourned Egypt's assistant administrative attaché in the Egyptian embassy in Khartoum, Muhammad al-Gharawi, who fell martyr as he was driving his car to work at the embassy's headquarters on Monday to follow up measures of evacuating Egyptians in Sudan. The ministry stressed in a statement that the Egyptian mission in Khartoum would continue bearing its responsibilities in following up with evacuating all Egyptians from Sudan and securing their safe return home. Within the framework of the state's efforts in evacuating Egyptian citizens in Sudan, the Egyptian Foreign Ministry said 134 Egyptians were evacuated from Sudan by air, 334 by land, in coordination with the Sudanese authorities over the last few hours. The Foreign Ministry said that Egyptian Embassy and Consulate in Khartoum and Port Sudan, in addition to the Consulate Office in Wadi Halfa, are continuing coordination with citizens to evacuate them, as the number of Egyptians that have been evacuated in Sudan has reached 904 since the start of evacuations.